Rodniks are humming in the dead of the night. Electric bills climbing, ain't feeling right. Hash rates dropping, profits thin as air. I'm digging for gold, but there's none down there. I got the crypto mining blues, feeling like I just can't choose. But there's a spark in the AI glow. Rent my computer, let the profits grow. Once I was king with my GPUs. Now I'm stuck paying the power dues. Every coin I mine feels heavier than lead, but I hear whispers of a future ahead. I got the crypto mining blues, feeling like I just can't lose. Switch my power to the AI flow, turn this burden into a glow. I see the light, it's flickering on. AI's calling my machines to respond. No more digging in the blockchain dirt. This pivot might just heal the hurt. I got the crypto mining blues, but I'm stepping in brand new shoes. The AI train's on a steady roll, gonna wreck compute and regain control.
I was digging deep in the digital ground, hoping for treasure, but nothing was found. The rigs were buzzing, the heat was real. Electric bills biting like a thief who steals. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my day. I stacked up GPUs, thought I'd strike it rich, but the market's a beast with a wicked glitch. Hash rates climbing, rewards falling flat. Chasing that coin, I'm chasing a cat. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my day. AI knocking, it's a brand new game, whispering sweet that it knows my name. Ran out the power, let it learn and dream. A smarter hustle, a brand new scheme. Now my GPUs hum a different tune, training models under the cyber moon. No more digging, no more feudal race, just AI visions lighting up the space. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my days. Now my GPUs hum a different tune, training models under the cyber moon.
but at least I'm not muted. Sorry about that little glitch there. Good to see you all. Welcome to Sundays with Max. I am Max. Appreciate you guys all being here. Yeah, I wanted to I was doing a couple of videos today, so I wanted to get that off of the teleprompter, and I did, but you guys had to see that, so. All right, anyway, let's see who is here tonight. We have Nah City, who was first, Son of a Rabbit, Rogelio Esquire, Lestadog C57, Automatic Beats, Shides, Crypto MB, Automatic Beats. Yes, I have been to the Dells. Where are you staying? I guess would be my question. Where do we usually stay? We stayed at the Kalahari, and what was the other one? Great Wolf Lodge. Those were the two we stayed in. We never stayed at the Wilderness. So yeah. So curious where you're staying. What did he say? Great Wolf Lodge. Yeah, we really liked Great Wolf Lodge. It's just kind of it's not quite as hyped up as some of the other ones. At least when we were there, it was a little bit smaller, a little bit, I don't know, lower key, I guess. And it was winter and the kids were small. So anyway, but yeah, you should have definitely have a good time there. I liked it. Although it's been many a year. All right, let's see. Black Cat Team, good to see you. And of course, the infamous Sunflower Mama is here. And Cook 4015 and Bleach are here. So appreciate you guys being here. So, well, first off, I'm assuming you guys all know like buying the 3 GPUs at once. I probably should have put a poll in here to see how many people know the story. Do you know the story of buying 3 3060 Ti's at Best Buy during the ETH mining days? And oh, I did that wrong. I did a Q&A. I didn't want a Q&A. I wanted a poll. There we go. Yes. If enough people say no, I'll tell the story. All right, let's see. So anyway, let me, so today is the 4th anniversary of the day that Sunflower Mama went to Best Buy, didn't buy just one, she didn't buy just 2, she bought 3 GPUs, 3 at Best Buy during the bull run. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. Let's see. Shide says, yes, it's a good story, and it's similar to how I just ended up with 2 5070 and now my second 5090. Nice. I've got 3 5090s now. But 5090s are not really, neither of those right now are really hard to come by, at least not at Micro Center. You can walk in and buy whatever. I don't know if they're limiting people on the number that they can buy when they go in, but yeah. All right, let's see. Got 22% that don't know it. So I'll do it really quick. First of all, let me put up the picture for proof. Let's see. Is it this one? Yeah, that one. Although I got this guy. Ooh, wrong thing. Oh my God. Keep grabbing the wrong thing. That's what I want. Oh, I can't do that because this is a template. Oh well, you get the idea. So there's the 3. There's the proof that she bought them. She went into, well, that morning I called her. She was in Huntsville. I said, hey, Huntsville's like a town of 150,000 people, but yet it has its own Best Buy. So I thought, we have 1, maybe 2 Best Buys in Chicago that we're going to get a drop. And it's 9 million people in the greater Chicago area. And only 2 Best Buys would possibly get, which I'm pretty sure it was only 1 at that point. So I'm like, I think she's got a lot better chance of going. So I said, just show up. You probably won't get one, but show up anyway. So she shows up, is at the end of the line before the store opens, because they do all this beforehand. So she goes in and comes out. She's like, you want me to try to get another one? I'm like, well, sure. And again, she has no car, so she can't like take the GPU and go put it in the car. She's holding it as she's buying the second GPU. So she buys the second GPU and then they close it until the store opens. She's like, do you want me to wait until the store opens? And and she couldn't leave because she was waiting for my son to come back and pick her up. They were doing stuff with his car. Anyway, so she waited there until the store opened, went in, and he's like, how many do you have there? 2. Okay. And so he gave her the third one. Well, right after her was another guy who this guy had already known had already bought 3. And he's like, you already have 3, no more. So she knew that 3 was the limit. So she didn't try to buy a 4th. So, but yeah, that's how we got 3 3060 Ti's at that point. So yeah, that was pretty darn cool. And she probably thinks she could have gotten 4, but we didn't figure we should push it. But anyway, that was back then. To try to get GPUs at retail was impossible. And to get 3 at once was just like, I don't even know. It was a miracle. It was a Christmas miracle, although it was in the middle of July. July 20th, 2021. So there you have it. There's the story. So yes, I use my wife to get the good deals automatic beats, as every husband should do with their wives. It just so happened that I wasn't in Huntsville. She was, and she was driving literally right by the Best Buy. She's like, yeah, it's not even out of my way. So I chose a good one. I chose a very good one. I don't know if she can say the same about me, but she happens to be sitting right here, so I have to be nice. Anyway, the other thing, I actually, obviously you may have seen that I released a video this morning. I actually started taping another video and it didn't quite go as planned. So I am expanding my, my backup NAS with another 5 terabyte drive. So putting that in, no big deal. As I was closing it up, I noticed this cable, and it looked kind of odd. And I'm like, that must have been to the CD drive. No, it wasn't to the CD drive. Not at all. It had come loose, and in the process of me opening and closing it, it's going to be really hard to see this. It basically split the connector. This is part of the connector, and then you'll see it on the drive. That's the power connector right there. And you can see the pins are all like messed up. So basically this plastic piece was pulled off. Well, it came off of the hard drive into the connector. So I had to pull this off of the connector. Thankfully, I actually have another 10 terabit drive. I had bought 4 of these, but they're all the same serial number. It's one of those, it's a refurbished drive, and they basically just clear the whole damn thing. Well, you can't have more than 2 of those in Unraid. They all have to have unique serial numbers. So I still have 1 extra in there. So if the one that in there goes bad, I can still put 1 more in there. But hopefully I won't have to do that again. And next time I'm going to be a little bit more careful when I open that thing up to make sure I don't cause the same damage when I open it up. So, but here, let me show you, because right now it is right here. No, that's the wrong one. Here it is. So right now it is currently restoring this disk from the parity drive. So it is, you can see the writes going on, reads and writes. So I don't know how long it's going to take. It's a 10 terabyte drive. So we'll see. We'll see. And then once it's done, I'm going to stop it and then remove the cache pool, because I don't have anything in here and I don't plan on having anything in there. And then once I've done that, oh, here it is, data rebuild, 2.4%. So it's definitely going to have to go overnight, no question. But it'll get there, and then probably tomorrow night I'll finish the video. Oh, I was gonna say, I thought I'm showing the unraid screen. So anyway, so that was yeah, a little bit of a cluster that I did right before the stream. But at least I had a solution, and it's already restoring, and now I know how to do it in case it ever happens again. Hopefully it doesn't. I did figure out that you don't try to put the new drive in and then start the array. It won't start. You have to not have any disk there, start the array, then it realizes that there's no disk there. Then you stop the array, put the new disk in to the array, and then restart it, and then it automatically starts. Of course, you need to format the drives and such as well. So right now I still need to, I guess I could format this drive while I'm here. Because I did a pre-clear on that. And format. Takes a little bit of time, but we'll get that going. And then I'll have to figure out, this won't be enough. I've started with recording and stuff. I've started using a lot more disk space. So that 5 terabyte drive will probably hold me off for maybe another couple months, but I'm going to need to add at least another 10 terabyte drive. So we'll have to figure that out. Put something, there'll end up being something in a, and let me go ahead and mount that. There we go. So now it's mounted and everything. So once I stop it, I'll be able to go up here. It'll actually allow me then to change the number of slots from 3 to 4, because it always keeps 2 parity slots. So I'll go from 3 to 4 and then add it to the array, and then I'll have that extra space. But that's the easy step. I wanted to just have it go back to the way it was first, and then add the additional drive. So it's moving 2.8%. Like I said, it'll probably be, I don't know. I guess I haven't been timing it. Yeah, I'll have to get an estimate. I wish it would tell me approximately when it thinks it'll be done, but it does not. At least not where I've been able to find it yet. So, alrighty. Let's see. And oh, it was kind of funny actually. Jay's 2 cents did a NAS build today on Unraid, although he hasn't gotten to that portion of it yet. But yeah, he's going to be doing a NAS build. He's going to have a bit more space than I do. I have 40 terabytes. He's going to have 96. He has 6 24 terabyte drives. So he's got 2 parity and 4 drives, which is exactly the same build that I have, except mine are only 10 terabyte drives, so I only have 40 terabytes of data. So yeah, so we'll see how long that lasts. Right now, I'm only a quarter of the way through the space on it, not even. So we're in pretty good shape on it. All right, let me check back with the chat. Second TL is here. Hey. Yeah, man, I hate it when I fiddle and end up breaking stuff. Yeah, no kidding. I was just like, what are the odds to have a 10 terabyte drive just lying around? Not something I would normally have lying around. It just happens to be with the way I got these. Yeah, so I was very thankful for that. Otherwise, it was like, oh, I gotta go in and buy something. Didn't really want to do that. And thankfully, it was that drive, because if it was the other drive that had a different serial number, an actual serial number on it, I would not have been able to replace it with one of these drives, because these are like all zeroed out. So yeah. All right, let me catch up. Bacon, Eggs, and Hash is here. Good to see you, sir. Let's see who else is there. Toxic Miner. Mining Madness is here. All right, let me, please be sure to tag me if you have a comment that you absolutely want me to read. So if you didn't watch my video this morning, I did over this past week install a 5090 in my NAS, and I had a VM that was running actually this 3060 on VAST. It was verified actually, but wasn't making a lot, and I needed to replace the fan on it anyway. So I have other 3060s I could have put in there, but yeah. So put the 5090 in there, and it is now rented. I missed my 8 o'clock time period, but I will be doing a video on this. Give me a second. Where did I put it? So this is a screenshot I took from earlier today. Over the past 7 days, and it was still going up at that point. It basically goes up to 7 o'clock. This was taken, I think, at 6 o'clock. Over the last 7 days, $910 in revenue from VAST. It has gone nuts with how it is, how much is rented. I mean, right now I have most everything is rented. Last time I checked, in fact, I'm just going to check on my phone. Just easier. Last time I checked, I had two 5060 Ti's that were not rented, and everything else was rented. Of course, I'm probably going to look at this and go, dang it, I just gave myself the kiss of death. Let's see. Yeah, the important stuff is rented. Nope, same situation. So two 5060 Ti's are not rented to R, and everything else is rented. So that's 15 4090s, three 5090s, two 5060 Ti's, and two 3090s. Although I will be adding the 3090. I figured out how I was going to do it. I just have to move the current card over to the other slot and then have a way of mounting the GPU above the CPU, just the way it has to work, because of how close the two connectors are. So if I put it on the left-hand connector, it won't cover up the right-hand connector, and then I can slide in the riser into that. But I also don't want to interrupt a job, so probably going to raise that price so that if anybody does hop off, somebody doesn't hop right back on, and it'll give me a chance to add that second 3090, and that will be good. Right now, that 3090 was replaced by a 5090 with the intention of adding the 3090 in, but I was having kind of trouble figuring out exactly how I wanted to do it. Originally, I was going to scan them both on risers, but then I realized, no, I don't need to do that. Just move the other one over and then have the other one be on the riser on like a piece of metal going across the entire case. So that will work. All right, second TL says, with the run-up last week, taking any profits or deploying some of those sweet AI fiat? No, the AI fiat is not going into crypto. It did actually in November. I put a bunch in there and made some money, and I've since cashed that amount out recently. Or I should say the remainder of it I cashed out recently. But it wasn't before this last big... So basically, I've talked about this last week or the week before. I don't remember exactly when the announcement was, but things were going well with all the markets, and I just felt like there was going to be another tariff announcement. So I decided I'm going to take some profits, and then there was a tariff announcement. I'm like, yes, awesome. I will buy back in either on Sunday or Monday next week when I see the markets have taken their typical 10% down, because that has been the cycle that had occurred over and over and over again, allowing me to make some profits. And unfortunately, cycles do break, and this cycle broke. It did not go back down. It went down like 2, maybe 3%. Wouldn't even really call it a downturn really. And then kind of took off from there. So I did not have a chance to buy back in. So that's okay. I'm okay with that, because this was money I was going to take out anyway in a short period of time. So I'm still good with it. Still very good with it. And I still have, like I said, that was like 5% of everything that I had in crypto. So it really wasn't much. But basically one of the things I've been doing is I've been putting money into the farm, in order to generate more, revenue, and it's been working. It's been like this coming week right now, I'm on track to do like 950. That's if nothing changes, and it always does. But last week it was 880. What was it? Now I'm having trouble remembering. Give me 1 second while I bring it up. Where is it? Well, as long as I got that up on the screen, I might as well leave it there. Go to earnings. So that's since 7 o'clock on Friday. That's just a little over 2 days worth of revenue. But if you go down here, so yeah, 885 was what I made last week. And you can see it's significantly better. The best I'd ever done before that was the week before at 769, which was almost the same as 766. I'd only had 3 weeks in the 700s, and now I have a week that was almost $900. And if you look at last 7 days, I know we're 2 days into this week and 5 days from last week, I'm over 900. So it's all trending in the right direction, but demand is fickle. So we'll see how it goes. But I am planning on buying a server case and building out another 8 GPU rig. Probably going to do that towards October. But that is the plan. I want to be able to take some more crypto projects or profits, because I'm going to fund that out of the crypto. All right, bacon, eggs, and hash. Is that amount before or after electric? That's before. That's the revenue. That's not the profit. So typically, it's been kind of a little odd. Well, here... Yeah, I'm not going to show you this, but basically, like, I was looking at my ComEd. I have the ability to look at, like, what my... Here, let me see if I can bring it up. Give me a second. I'm just going to make sure that the screen doesn't have any doxing information, because that does. Let me fix this. Let me go to my usage. All right, when I go to my usage, it doesn't have my information on the screen. Okay, at least not on this screen. Let's check the next one. It does, but that's okay. I should be able to scroll up and go to energy costs, go to bill view. Yeah, that's kind of a odd one. Really odd. Like July 15th, my costs were only like $13 for power, but I wanted to look at the previous bill, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Some of this has to do with hourly pricing, but a lot of this has to do with the amount of power used. And so there you can see it. That's my power cost. So you can see, like, right now you're looking at somewhere between $15 and $20 most of the time. There was a day 54, 50, 38. Now the other thing I can do is I can change it to energy use, and this gives you an idea. So all the way through here, I had higher power jobs, and then all of a sudden I started getting some lower power jobs. So it just depends on the type of job you've got. And sometimes it's like they hold you in reserve, and if they get a lot of demand, then your power goes up. So I've been noticing that there's been more demand. My 6 GPU rig and my 8 GPU rig have been pulling more power. I've seen it where I think just the other day I pulled like 260 kilowatts in kilowatt hours in a day, when typically I'm closer to around 180. So yeah, it's well, these are like 130. So here you go. Yeah, you can see this is like 265, and then my low is 130, which is like half. So it just kind of depends. But either way, it's still very, very profitable. Now this in here, when I was pulling a lot of watts, yeah, it was like stinking hot out, and we were having trouble with cooling, and the air conditioner was running full blast at all times. And so yeah, on those days I was profitable, but I wasn't anywhere as profitable as I am, like say during the winter when it's helping heat the house. But not complaining at all. What's weird is this isn't one full bill. My bill is only supposed to go to the 5th. So July 5th was my closing date for my bill, and I still don't have my bill. Okay, you don't want to bill me? Don't. I don't know what to tell you, ComEd, but I called and said, where's my bill? Because I didn't want to get screwed. And they're like, well, we see that your next bill is August 5th. And I'm like, do you see a bill for July 5th? Yeah, no, we don't. That's weird. Well, that's why I'm calling. Well, there isn't one there, so don't worry about it. Okay, then. All right. What is Vast's biggest competitor in your opinion? In my opinion, you know, I feel like they all have slightly different position in the market. And the thing is that Vast is like in this middle ground. I'd probably say it's probably Clore. I would say it was probably its biggest competitor. And I believe Clore, if I remember correctly, they actually can pull and get Vast AI jobs on their network. So yeah, I'd say Clore is probably the biggest competitor. Flux is very different in the fact that you're not like renting a GPU, you're renting a cluster to do a job. So theirs is more enterprise oriented as opposed to one-to-one type of thing. So again, wouldn't say it's so Clore is probably the biggest one, that, and Octaspace as well. It is interesting. Salad is still in the competitive space, and from what I've been learning about them, they can do a lot of the same jobs, same type of jobs. They've expanded as far as what they can do. But again, because it's on Windows, I'd say right now, and because it's just done very differently. It's I just showed that actually, but I'll go back to that in a second. I'll actually pull up like the last 30 days, or month to date or something like that, and average it out. So yeah, Salad actually, as long as we're talking about this. So Salad, there is, I listened to the Salad live stream on Saturday night. So I got updated on that, and they are saying that they're close to doing multi-GPU and Linux. They were specifically talking about multi-GPU, but I talked to Jared. Jared said they go hand in hand. You get Linux with the multi-GPU support. Because I told him, I said, I want Linux first. The multi-GPU would be nice, but Linux first. That's what we really need. And he's like, yeah, they're both coming together. So we'll see. But along those same lines, there was a problem. A lot of people were reporting, like when 1.8.3 was rolled out, that people would get stuck downloading a job. It didn't have anything to do with 1.8.3. It was just a coincidence of when it occurred. There was a new customer job that was requesting 8 CPUs that didn't need 8 CPUs, but it was still requesting it. but somehow was not programmed correctly so that it was going and actually getting 4 CPU rigs. And so what would happen is it would download. And when it was done downloading, it would try to start, but it wouldn't be able to start because it would get an error because there weren't enough CPUs. So I raised that to Jared. He raised it to his development. He's like, yeah, this is a problem with the job. We just took it off the network. So they did find it. It was probably out there for a week, maybe a week and a half, before they fixed it, but it is fixed now. So yeah, both of my 3060s on Salad are now working. So they're working great and making about $130 a day, 267 to be exact, between the two. So about, now once I've started, it'll be about $18 a week, somewhere around $70 a month. So not bad for two 3060s. But that kind of illustrates like how you can get started with this, because that's how I started. I started with just a few, and yeah, making a little money here and there, and then it just compounds. All you miners out there, did you start with 24 GPUs? Maybe for somebody like DJ Mines, yeah, he went out and just bought. But most people start with a little bit, and then they build, and then they build, and then they build until they have a much bigger operation. And so that's in essence what I also did as I got familiar, and then I built up from there. All right, let me bacon, eggs in hash. How much RAM are you using on each rig? So that differs. So on the typically I'm using 64 gigs per GPU, but on my 8 4090 rig, it's 32 gig per GPU is what's allocated. It's only got 256 gig. My 6 GPU rig, again, because I won it, it came with 512 gig of RAM. So that one has over 64 per GPU. So that's what that one is. Most of the single ones have 64 to 80 in that range of RAM per GPU. But minimum 32, maximum around 80. But most of them right around 64. The RAM, especially with Salad, they actually show you when you look at their, here, let me pull it up. Okay, so somebody actually asked me, how much am I using per day? Well, you can see it varies from 131 to this one was 266. So it varies quite a bit. And it's going to vary by how much is rented, as well as what jobs are running and the heat. So, all right. Hopefully that answers that question. All right, let me go back to Salad. So if we go to Earn and go to Salad Network Monitor, it shows you here like what the actual recommended specs are. So for like 2080, 32 gig of RAM, 3080 Ti, 32 gig of RAM. So a lot of these are 32. As soon as you start getting into the 24 gig machines, or even some of the 16s, they're going to tell you to go to 64. So, oh wow, look at that. 5090 is now in the high demand category. That is the first time I've seen that. Wow. Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, 23 cents. That's a little light. That's a bit light. I'm making like 32 to 33, and people will complain that I'm charging too little, but that's considerably more than Salad. Yeah, they need to raise that up a bit, but maybe they're just trying to introduce people to 5090 since they have had zero demand before, and may raise it from there. I hope they do, because that is pretty darn light. How much is the 4090? Let's see. 4090, it's only 21 cents. Yeah, you're only charging like 2 extra cents for 8 gig more VRAM. Yeah, that's a bit light. That's a bit light. Let me see if there's any of the other ones. No, all the other ones. They don't even have the 5060 Ti's on here, but all of the other ones are still low. Still low. Like I said, I've started to see more demand on the 5060 Ti on Vast, which has been nice. All right, let me Geek of all trades. I have a server case you can get. We can work out a trade or something. Well, it's not so the server. The one I'm getting is going to be like 7U. So it'll be like the rear section will be the CPU and the motherboard. The front section on the bottom is going to be GPUs, and then the top section on the back is also going to be GPUs, so that I can fit 8. Unless yours can fit 8 4-slot GPUs, that ain't gonna probably work. Although I could do a smaller install possibly. Yeah, we'll talk. Maybe I'll do a smaller install, but the 8 GPU ones are just there. That's the sweet spot. It totally is the sweet spot. DJ, were your ears burning? Or ears burning? I was just talking to you about it a little while ago. Talking about the 4-year anniversary of Sunflower Mama buying the 3 3060 Ti's all at once. 4-year anniversary. That's been 4 years. 4 years. Amazing. All right, let me scroll down. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I did almost miss one. So second TL, for salad, do you think customers would be able to rent individual GPUs in their multi-GPU deployment like Octaspace, which is per rig? The way I understand it is that he explained it, and this is, I could be getting it wrong, but this is the way I understood it, was that they're still going to run one job per GPU. So in other words, if let's say they rent a 4 GPU rig, they still have to run 4. They still have to pay for 4 GPUs, and they need to run jobs on an individual job on each GPU. That's the way I understood what they were saying. So don't quote me on that or anything, but I believe that's what it is. Easy admin, good day. Mining nonstop, almost 4 years, man. Keep it on. Yeah, appreciate that. Oh, I'm not really mining anymore. It's just not where the money is. And so, yeah. DJ Mines. Bye. All right, let me scroll back down. Second TL. All right, so I answered his question about that. When your GPUs get rented on VAST, do you see a lot of system RAM being used? You know, I haven't really noticed. So I guess we can take a look at it. Let me this is a new one, new 5090. Let me just make sure it's currently being used, and it is Python job. So let me quit out of that and do bpytop. So I don't know if you were talking about VRAM or regular RAM. So memory 17.9, not really using a lot. Although it does say 35.4 is cached. So 10.3 free. So kind of using it. And it does say that there's 44.7 available. But yeah. And then let's go back to the VRAM, because I am kind of curious about that. Like, why else would you even do a 5090 if you didn't need all that memory? NV top. Let's see. Looks like they could probably be running this in 24 gig GPU, but for whatever reason chose to run it on my 5090. Not complaining. But this is a good example of a job where it doesn't really use much in the way of power. It does get spikes here and there, but it's really running low power, which is nice. I love these jobs. Absolutely love these jobs. Let me see. Do I have... Here's the Octo server. Let's see. So it looks like... I'm a little confused. Oh, okay, never mind. This is the 6 GPU one. So yeah, 4 out of the 6 are running something. It's because this isn't big enough, because it doesn't have the graphs. There we go. Oh, that's weird. Move the graphs, but yeah, you can get an idea right now. Let's see. I have some of these down. I have all these down to 400 watts. Oh no, this one's at 450. The other ones are at 400. But they're only running at like 367, 387. So not really. Oh, this really screwed up. It did not. That looks better. Sorry about that. So yeah, this is running on 91 right now, 71. We have one at 357, while the other ones are not really. There's 365. So yeah, they go up and down. So this one, temps are staying under control, even though it's still warm outside. So been happy about that. So all right, I hope we answer that question. Oh yeah, you did ask system RAM. Yeah, here, I can actually look at this one too, since this one has a lot of RAM on it. BPI top. 503 gig, use 17.1. 486 available, 205 cash, 285 free. So yeah, it's not using much in the way of memory or of RAM at all. But I don't know. I think that may change in the future. So I'm glad I'm overspec'd on this one. Bacon, eggs, and hash. I mine Raven still, pretty much only thing now. Nice. Northern Crypto and Tech. Good to see you. Gaming with Smokey Dan. My favorite jobs are the ones that below. Okay. Alrighty. I'm not anyway, I know he was trying to make a joke there, but I'm not sure exactly what he was what the play on words there was. But anyway, we got 44 people here. Please, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. YouTube makes me ask. And afterwards, if you haven't watched my video from this morning, you can go back and watch it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. So yeah, put it in the comments of what you think of the video. I thought it was pretty good, but if it isn't, tell me. Sucks, Max. I don't know. You're smoking something. All right, let me, so we talked about VAST. I talked about the Salad, Linux, and MultiGPU and the issues that were resolved. The backup NAS expansion, we talked about that. Added the 5 terabyte hard drive. I didn't know if I mentioned, I actually removed well, where is it? Right here. This 256 gig SSD. Didn't really need a cache drive in it since it's only being used for backup. So I may put one back in at some point, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it. As far as community solar goes, I am still waiting to be turned on. I have they've actually assigned me to a solar farm, but I'm not getting any credits yet. So I know that takes time. I want it to happen now, but it takes time. They say it can take up to 3 months. So yeah, but I will be happy when it does. I'll be saving 20% on anything that I am paying the solar farm for. I'll pay 20% less for power. Basically, I'm paying 80 cents on the dollar. So I pay 80 cents for a dollar, and then they credit the dollar. Literally, this is how it is. I will pay them 80 cents on the dollar. They will credit a dollar towards my electric bill. That's how it works. It's a little bit more involved than that, but that is the math. It's crazy. And it's because I'm on hourly pricing. So they're going to, like I said, credit me at the full standard rate, and I only have to pay them 80% of the full standard rate. But again, they're crediting as to how much I am generating at the full standard rate. So they're just crediting a dollar amount is what it comes down to. And I'm paying 80% for that. So it works out really, really well. All right, let's see. All right, then let's see what else. All right, let's take a look at the markets. Let me get rid of this. This has fewer tabs. Do I have a? Yeah, I do. Thought I had a tab up there with the coin market cap. So Bitcoin's just kind of hanging out. It's down almost 2% in the last week. Kind of wondering what's going to happen with that. Is it done? Are we cycling out of Bitcoin now already? Or do we think Bitcoin's going to continue to go up? Kind of curious about that. But Ethereum is up 25%. You have Solana that's up 10%. Dogecoin's up 33.5%. Cardano's up 12.67%. Chainlink's up 22%. Avalanche up 16%. Now, here's the thing. Let's look at something really depressing. Avalanche. So that's 1 year. We were up in the 50s in December, and we're still only 50% of that. So if we do all, and it was during the last bull run over 100. So if you look at this and think, wait a minute, I think we could still get back to at least back to its all-time high. Well, then you're looking at still doing a 500% gain from where it's at. I believe this bull run, these are the plays. These are the plays. Don't do the Kespa, the ones that are the higher risk, the Neox, which is what I'm in. Stay with the tried and true that haven't gone up yet. I think this is where we're going to see those gains. Certainly before you start seeing the smaller alts, that's for sure. So if we look at, say, Cardano, I don't think that one will be quite as much. I think that max was like around 3 something. Oh, not even. It was 291 and we're at 0.84. So that's like not even a 4. That's like a 3 times. So that one is definitely not, I don't think that one will go up quite as high as, say, an Avalanche or something like that. Not financial advice, though. Not financial advice. In Solana, we've already seen recently, your all-time high was 253. And so we're at 179. So I think we'll go above 253. But again, it doesn't have as far to run to get to its all-time high. Ethereum, on the other hand, hasn't seen its all-time high this run, and its all-time high is like right around 5. Oh no, I guess not. 4,600, 4,666. How appropriate. So I guess it's similar to Solana, where it's got about 25% more to run. But I anticipated that was going to happen. I just wish. I thought we were going to have another downturn, which is why I sold out of it. I wanted to buy back in, but kind of a little, not late for it. I just think there's better opportunities elsewhere now in the market. And then Litecoin, it's going back up. Going back up. Now, will it get to, your 384? I hope so. That's almost a 4 times. But I'm not thoroughly convinced. Again, you guys know I believe in Litecoin, but I don't know. When I was doing it with my bet with DJ, it was a timing thing. It was before the end of last year. I didn't really think we were going to get our run-ups like we did at the end of the year, which made me very nervous. But yeah, I'm not sure. I could definitely see it getting to like 275, which may be where I might exit. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't know with its pattern if it's going to get up to like 400 again or around 400. We'll see. We'll see. Trying not to be too greedy this time around and trying to make sure that I don't ride the wave all the way down to the bottom again. Liking that I'm in a positive position right now overall, although on a lot of positions I'm still obviously very negative because of the, you know, like I said, Avalanche is a good example. I'm in Avalanche and I'm down about 50% on that. I think it's actually like 40%, something like that. All right, let's see. What else do we got here? Polkadot, I still like Polkadot. I'm not currently in it. I was waiting for it to come back down to like around 3.7, 3.6. Never did that. It just continued to go up. Uniswap, I have a little bit of that in an IRA. And BitTensor, I don't know, that thing, that whole price action it was going through with how volatile it was, I got out at like 430. So it's come back down. So this one I'm still, you know, feeling good about where I got out. Yeah. And Ethereum Classic, look at that, up almost 31%. I saw earlier it was almost at 25. Now I don't hold a lot of Ethereum Classic, but it's good to see good old Ethereum Classic. We know it's going up because people are investing in Ethereum, not knowing that it's Ethereum Classic. You know what, yeah. Anyway, let me check back with the chat. Enable BMO. My neighbor. Well, not really a neighbor, but he's about 15 miles away from where I'm at. Made it. Good to see you, sir. Cody Johnson, good to see you. Give me a smoky Dan. I missed that Enable said that because I had already read the Game of Smoky Dan one. Give me a smoky Dan. As rigs are off and not able to keep growing my funds in crypto, I have switched to just growing. Been moving compost bins and the soil over the weekend. What are you doing with all the compost? Curious what you're doing. I've actually been watching some videos about top dressing a lawn with compost. Like it's a really good thing to do. Debating on to do that, but man, that's a lot of work with the size of the yard we've got. Bacon Eggs Nash, you should have a little Tether Gold to diversify. That's debatable. Gaming with Smoky Dan. That was Chum Change that said that. Bit and Sore. I was like, I remember that. I'm like, Bit 10 Sore. Bit 10 Sore. Bit Tensor. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, that was on his daily grind in the morning one time. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. Let's see. Filling plant pots for sunflowers and other plants. I've been using living soil for my tent plants. Tent plants? What are tent plants? Not sure what that is. All right. Let's keep going. Let's see what else. Polygon up 6%. Yeah, Polygon's like really like down. Let's see if we look at this. This is not a good chart. Not a good chart at all. Look at that. 1.2 and it's at 2.24. So again, this is another 5 times or potentially a 5 times or to get back to its, actually that's probably not even its previous high. That's where it was in March of 24. Oh, wait a minute. This doesn't take into account Matic. That's right. This doesn't take into account Matic. Well, even just to get back to there where it was in March of 24, it's a 5 timeser. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. And then we have Caspa, not quite to 10 cents, but doing well, 11.66%. Algorand up 11%. It's been kind of up and down. If I remember correctly, this has been, here, let me go back to the 7-day. Yeah, you can see it went way up a few days ago, went up to 33 cents. and now we're back down to 29. So yeah, it had shot up a ton back then. But anyway, let's see. Filecoin up 10%. Nice. FET up 8.5. Yeah, see, now we're kind of getting into some of the oh, look at that. Helium up 22.5%. And of course, I had just sold out. I didn't have much. It was like 40 bucks. I sold out of it before it went up the last 20%. But whatever. Is what it is. I put it in Solana, which has gone up, so let's see, Ravencoin up 10%. That's good. Hive Mapper up 17%. Demo up 8%, down 3% today, but at least it's up 8%. It's been kind of up and down. Alephium up almost 10%. That's good. Flux up almost 19%, although this was at over 28 cents a little while ago. Nexa up almost 30%. And Vertcoin, I thought it was doing better than that. I wonder if that had a ride as well. Oh yeah, it did. It was up almost 8 cents, and now it's back closer to 7 cents. So yeah, that's a bit of a ride. Dynex up 52%, although like I said, some of these, yeah, 52% up from where it was a week ago, but as soon as you start giving it, yeah. A year ago it was at 47 cents. Now we're at less than 4. Less than 4. Ouch. Ouch. So yeah, 50% up from where it was, but anybody who's been holding it, which I have been, rode it all the way down. All the way down. All right, let me yes, exactly. Retro Mike, you can't look at Polygon's previous all-time high. They changed tokenomics and now have infinite supply instead of fixed. It was part of the shift from Matic to Polygon. I see what you're saying. So you can't do the comparison. Can look at last March or March of 24 because it was already Polygon at that point. All right, let's go back up. I think I missed a few. Give me a split and grow tent. Oh, okay, got it. I thought you were like, sunflower plants, tent plants. I'm like, what's a tent plant? It's a grow tent. Got it. Can't grow the stuff outside? Yeah, I know what they are. Well, Katana, you didn't exactly have to like say what it was. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. We all know. Katana must be the police. Right. Retro Mike. I already did that one. All right. Bacon Eggs Ash. I'm going to try that when I move out of my redneck state. Well, you can't grow stuff in your redneck state? I thought that'd be the perfect place to grow it. Let's see. A lot of growing tips going on in the chat. That's what it looks like. All right, let me go back. Because that's the thing. You're like, oh yeah, markets are doing good. Well, yeah, they are, but Pyron down 20%. Eoxa down 2%. This is like depressing to see how low this is. Let's look at a chart. This is just horrible. I mean, you're like, oh wow, look at where it was. It was at 0.1 cent. And now it's at 10% of that. But that was back in December. Let's do all. Yeah. Just even if we go back here, it was 0.006. So it was 0.6 cents. And now we're at 0.00016. Yeah. Not good. I'm making more of it though. Making more of it. Bacon Eggs Nash. Wisconsin frowns on that kind of thing. Okay. Enable BMO. Did you try that new VM feature with Vast? And if yes, how's it going? So, okay, interestingly enough, I'm glad you brought that up. Because on 5090s, it don't work. I was trying to figure out what was wrong with. So when I initially put my my 5090 on in my NAS on the VM, it wasn't working very well, and so I know it's in a VM, but support doesn't, and he kept mentioning VM, so I'm thinking, what do you mean? It's been running in a VM. And then I finally got it. He means the VM feature. So on 5090s, you must disable the VM feature. It does not work on probably 50 series, but he was saying specifically 5090s, it does not work. So once I disabled that feature, things started to work. So literally a day later, I got picked up and it's been rented ever since. So, so it's kind of, I think, hit or miss. I haven't looked to see if any of the few that I have set up that are on, that actually have that feature enabled, to see if they're actually using it. I haven't looked. But good question though. Good question. I'm not really sure. Let's see. I found a cheap way to cool a tent temps down. Sadly, it won't work for mining, as it is a damp towel or a few on the floor to work as an evaporative cooler by cooling the air as the water vapor is released. Yeah, that won't work for mining. It'd be too I will not use that word. It'll be too humid down there. Humid. As in wheat thins. Hello, Rizzo. How you doing? Good to see you. Birds of the air. Good to see you, sir. Yeah, we know birds of the air. We know. All right. I've been going for an hour and I'm hoping to do some more recording tonight. Don't think I'll be able to finish this video. For those of you who don't know, this disc is trash. And so I need to drill holes through it and all that kind of stuff. Unless somebody knows how to replace a power connector on a disc. That could be interesting, actually. I might take this disc apart, because it just has like 5 screws on this PCB. And if I can figure out a way to get this PCB, it's probably got a ribbon. Yeah, it's got a ribbon cable right here. Yeah, I wonder. Huh. Yeah, it probably, you just take this out. The ribbon cable goes to the spindle. I'll have to look. See if I can find it. It's actually 6 screws. Here, let's take a look. No time like the present. Let's open it up. I need to get the right Phillips head, though. That one is not a Phillips head. Let's grab this one. This is my small Phillips head. Here, let me, I think have... Yeah, there you go. I was using that earlier. Let's take a look. I mean, if I break it, I'm not really breaking it because it's already broken. Oop, that's a different size screw. We're going to put that over there. I'm really curious. Come on. Come on out. There we go. Alright, let's see. Unless it's glued in. No, it was just kind of stuck. Huh. Interesting. Okay. This is what the disc looks like. You can see that pad on the one side is where, let me That's where the data is. I believe it goes right through that, and these other ones are magnets. Like this right there and this right there is a magnet to hold it down. That's kind of cool. That's like really cool. And then this is what the other side looks like. That's that data connector right there. Yeah, so if I just get a replacement for this, then the disc will be good. And then I can use it as a backup in case the one I just put in ever has a problem. You know, looking back on it, you know what would have been a really easy thing to do? Is switch these between the two discs. Hindsight is 2020, and I haven't finished recording the video, so I am going to state that in the video that I could have just swapped these boards because they both have the same serial number, so that wouldn't have been a problem. Or at least I would have liked to have tried that. I bet it would have worked because I don't think any of the identifying information is on this. Huh. Interesting. So I'll see if I can grab one of these, see if I can figure out where I can get one. See if it's a standard part or not. I should probably just screw it back on though, because otherwise I'm going to lose all those screws and then I won't even be able to put the thing back on. So I'm going to do that now. So what do you guys think of this music? Tell me what you think. I like it. You guys don't like it too bad, but but I am curious to see if you guys like it. I haven't done any new music recently. I think I made Gaming with Smokey Dan mad because I made my own music. I'm just kidding, Smokey Dan. I think he was like, man, you're gonna put me out of a job? Game is making it. I'm sure Panda has one lying around under the piles of boxes. Oh, I'm sure he does. You're probably right. Oh, need to transfer ROM also might be encrypted on controller. Might be. You can always try it and see. It might not allow me to read the data, but it might allow me to at least reformat it. I don't know. It'll be a project. I'm really curious. I love projects. I love doing things like that where it's just like, huh, I wonder. We're always wondering if somebody's done it before. Yeah. You know, the one thing I didn't look was to see if just the connectors could be replaced and see how they were attached to the board. I'm guessing, though, they got to be soldered in. Yeah, they got to be soldered in. Obviously, they have to be able to connect the data. Yeah, what am I thinking? Unless I'm going to solder in new ones, which I'm not going to. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's see. Any other questions before we call it a night? Gave me a smoking ad. I'm not hurt, just disappointed. No, it's I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. That's the saying. It sounds like country. It's country blues. It's country blues. And actually, it's more bluesy than it is country. Some of the things came out a little more country than I thought they were going to. But, so what I told it to do was, have you ever heard of Robert Cray Band? That was the band I asked it to emulate. I grew to love Robert Cray Band. I had one tape. I take that back. It was two. I think the other one was Don Henley. But I had two tapes to listen to during my entire time, my entire 2.5 months when I was in Saudi Arabia. And we did a shit ton of driving when we were there, all over Riyadh province. So we had a lot of time in the car, and yeah, we needed something to listen to. So yeah, we listened to the same couple tapes over and over and over again. But yeah, it was just, I generally drove by myself. The other guy that went with me from Motorola spoke Arabic, And so generally the police officer who was our escort usually drove with him. So because they could talk Arabic to one another. Otherwise, if he was in the car with me, he did speak English, but it wasn't, he would rather speak Arabic, which I totally get. I was perfectly fine with that. Perfectly fine with it. Let's see. Yeah, where's Panda? What the heck? Was he even here tonight? Jeez, I do all that help for him during his streams, and he can't even come to my stream. Driving, yes. Was that that wasn't from Rain Man didn't say that, did he? I mean, the way you said that, it made it sound like Rain Man might have said that. John English. Welcome, John English. No love from Panda. Absolutely. Man, I can't believe it. Trying to juggle between doing work and working on a spreadsheet. Freaking slave driver that Panda is. Anybody can somebody please help me? Can somebody please help me? Maybe if I make fun of him enough, he'll show up. I mean, he just sounded sad. I had to help him. What was I supposed to do? I could find out if he's on CSGO. Well, so could anybody else. It's always on. Let's see. Is he on CSGO? No, I don't think anybody's on right now. Nope. Nobody's in chat right now. Nobody's in chat. All right. Okay. Sorry, I was just working on something with somebody within the Discord, and he responded and let me know that no, unfortunately, it's still not working for him. Yeah. But yeah, I have opened up one-on-ones. If you do need help troubleshooting anything, or just kind of help with planning things out, you know, certainly feel free to sign up. Just checking out Salad, see what is new there. Oh, this is all giveaway stuff, looks like. Yeah, that's giveaway stuff. And then what else do they have? Oh, question of the day. So nothing new on Salad on Discord. Let's check out Flux, see what's on there. Let's see. This is Market Lounge. Oh, there we go. There's the new mention. Oh, and Flux Mining, which is nothing, because it won't be around very much longer. You know, that's the one thing, and I know Dan's not here, but he may listen to it later. It's the one thing that kind of bothers me. They're trying to make it sound like that mining's gone. It is gone. You're not using GPUs for consensus, and that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to be like, no, mining's not done. We're still going to pay you if you're on Flux Core, even if you're mining something else and not on one of our jobs. I get it. You're paying GPUs to be present on Flux Core to be available for jobs. And I think that makes sense, but that's not mining. That is not mining at all. You're getting paid to do something else. Again, nothing wrong with that, but it's not mining. Call it something different. I don't know. It's just my 2 cents. I feel like it's semantics. And they're trying to, they knew that this was going to be a trigger point for people. So they're trying to make it sound like mining still exists, even though it doesn't. Yeah. Anyway. Am I a hand model now? Oh. No, I don't have Sunflower Mama here to tell me, go back to the headshot. Aren't they beautiful hands? No, they're old hands. I got freaking spots on them now. Jeez. Old looking hands now. Old looking hands. Bleach says, I'm not like 1.8.3 salad. I'm getting no jobs at all on 3090 or 3070s. Well, what's the demand for them right now? Let's see. Where did I put that? I need to go back. There it is. So 3090 is under moderate. So yeah, you're probably not going to be getting many jobs. Moderate is really off and on. I'm thankful right now, because right now 3060 is at the top of moderate. But yeah, that's telling you that the next time you lose a job, you probably won't get one for a while. At least that's the way I read it, because that's what I have found. When you're in moderate, you're going to have time between jobs. What was the other one? You said 3070? Wow, 3070 is on high. You have 500 gig drive? It's pretty much, you want to have a 500 gig NVMe. If you have that and 32 gigs of RAM, 3070, you should be highly likely to get a job. And it pays pretty well, actually. 6.3 cents is pretty darn good for a 3070. 3060 Ti, I know, gets paid less. That's like 4.2, and then your 3060s with the higher VRAM are like at 5.6. I have not seen a 6.2 job. I shouldn't say that. I have seen a 6.2 cent job, but they appear to be batch jobs, meaning that they last for a shorter period of time. They're not the long lasting jobs. Let's see. All right. Let's see. They were pro POW for so long. They don't want to just come out and say, so yeah, we're switching to POS. Correct. I get it. I get it. And so it's and the way I look at it is it's different, Retro Mike, because they have this node network doing something else. It's not there specifically for consensus. It is there to do other things, but yet they still have it available to them. There's plenty of compute there for them to run consensus through it. So why not make use of something that's already there, as opposed to, and reward your node operators that you really, really want. You really, really need more node operators. So, you have more capacity. I don't know. I get where they're trying to go and why they did what they did. And I happen to agree with it. Does it hurt that you were losing a proof of work coin? Yeah, it does a little bit. It stings. But again, if you look at it from their perspective, for their project, for what they're trying to accomplish, I agree with them. That's the smart thing to do. It really is. Why pay for this other resource that you're paying a lot of money for, when you could just put it on this other resource, and then all that money over there, you can switch to rewarding your node operators higher. Now, you could say, okay, well, that's great, Max, you're already a node operator, so of course you're going to feel that way. I can't say for sure I would feel any different, because it's not really fair for me to say, like, oh, okay, well, no, it's not why I feel that way. I don't think that's why I feel that way, but I mean, perception is everything. So I get why people would think that's why I say that. But anyway, that's just my take. Let's see. Rizzo says, I ran a Cat 6 cable with the only one that was long enough. Turns out I have a broken wire. Buying more wire tomorrow to redo the freaking run. Oh, I hate that. I hate it when that happens. Max Voltage Turtle Tech says, for July, the cryptic tree should make an appearance, then go away. The crypto tree. Actually, it's the Cryptmas tree. Why would it make an appearance in July? Why would that be in July? Plus, it's a hassle to get back out. It needs to be up for like 3 months. From like November 1st through like January, maybe even February. Bleach says, I have 22 3070s and none get jobs. Really? Yeah, I would check to make sure that the rigs were updated, the Windows is updated, and that your drivers are updated. The only thing I can think of. Yeah, I wouldn't think 3070s you would have 22 and none of them get jobs. That seems odd to me. And a 1 terabyte drive. And I'm maxed on RAM. Well, maxed on RAM could be 32 or 64 depending on the, or even 128 depending on the motherboard. Static says everything I have on Salad is rented, 7 stations. Nice. What cards do you have in them, Static? Bleach, 128 gig of RAM. Got it. Let's see. Might have to dig out my Best Buy card and get some parts. I'm going to reload Windows. That used to work. Yeah, I mean, it's either that or just reload Salad. I would start there. See what happens. The node rewards are very low regardless. It should be better. Yes, I mean, the node rewards will get higher. But, I mean, again, you're not running a lot of power or anything. So, yeah, it's... I think right now with where it went to, I think I'm making like $36 a month between a Nimbus node and a Cumulus node. John English Tech says, I have 2 times 3070s and they cook all the time. You mean they chop? It's salad. You don't cook salad. I know you're a chef, but you don't cook salad. 32 gig, 500 SSD. Yeah, I mean, so that's like the bare minimum. And yeah, that's what I've got on one of mine. And I'm actually going to do another video where I'm going to upgrade. In fact, let me see. It's a Zotac B150, I think. Yeah, it's a B150. This motherboard. Let me switch over to the other screen. Yeah, it's this motherboard. That motherboard. So it has, I believe this is a full 16 lanes that you can use for this, but I have to double check that. That's what I really want to see. I thought I had checked it before, but I wanted to double check. Let me do this. There we go. Yeah, and I don't know if that means 16 lanes or if that just means the size of the slot. So let's go here. Downloads. Not brochure. I want the brochure. I want the manual. I want the manual. I think this is what I ran into before. I know I don't need the BIOS. Well, maybe the BIOS actually. Oh, no, it's just going to give me the BIOS file. Let's download the brochure first and see. Let's see. Technical specifications. So I have to upgrade it to an i7. Give it a little bit of extra. I think it's either got a Celeron or a Pentium in it, one of the two. But it only has 2 times DDR4. Only up to 2400 support, which is fine. And up to 32 gig total memory. So you can only do 2. See, here it says PCIe by 16. But that could just be the size of the slot, not the number of lanes. And it doesn't tell me anything else. Yeah, and I've gone too far on tabs. Hate it when I do that. Oh, that's because I'm on this screen. I was like, well, how could I be out of tab space? Well, I guess I am out of space. Let's eliminate some of these. Okay, give me a second. There's the Zotac. Let me just bring it up here. Come on. Let's see what miscellaneous does. View results. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. That's just telling me the tested CPU and memory list. That's not what I wanted. Let's do that. Intel graphic driver, audio driver. I may just have to look at the B150 chipset and see how many lanes it has. Oh, there we go. Quick start, manual. There we go. That's what I've been looking for. I hadn't found it yet. So let's see what it says. Let's see here. So motherboard specifications go 411. It says PCI Express times 16, but I need the what do you call it? The come on. Okay, here we go. So it says there is one PCIe X16 slot reserved for graphics card. It is fully compliant with PCI Express 3.0 specification. Does not say how many lanes it is though. You talk in circles like a carousel in flames. I might have to go into the yeah, I might have to go into the BIOS and actually take a look. Let me see if it shows it in here. Yeah, PCI Express configuration. So if I go in there, it probably will tell me. Yeah. All right, I'll have to go in there. I'll have to actually boot it up and see what I've got. Because it isn't coming right out and telling me that, unfortunately. I mean, everything is telling me it says 16, but that could be physical, not lanes. Let me do one other thing. I don't want to get rid of that. Let me add one more. Come on. B150 chipset specification. Let's see. Although it's probably getting the lanes from the chip, not probably from the chipset, so that's not really going to help me. Let's see. Oh, look at that. PCI Express configuration by 1, by 2, or by 4. It is not by 16. I am guessing that this means unless, see, that's the thing, that manual doesn't have like a breakdown of what goes where. All right, I'll look at this later. I'm boring you guys. I can tell because people are going away. All right, let me see what I might have missed. Oh, Game of Smoky Dan sent you the hidden prompts list for Suno in Discord. I'm currently rewriting song with Gemini, but Suno acting up by not singing every verse or bridge, but the grind continues. Nice. They have that silly Christmas in July thing. Are you talking about like Prime Day? Amazon Prime Day? Who has the silly thing in July? All right, let me see if anybody else has tagged me. It does not appear so. So, alrighty guys. Well, appreciate you guys all coming here. Well, everybody except for Panda, who didn't show up after I gave him all that help. Hopefully you watch this later. Well, I do have a lot of planned, and I'm gonna do it. I have a lot of planned content. Like I said, I'm in the middle of doing the backup NAS update. Probably not going to do a specific salad issue video. I don't know. Not sure what I'm going to do there. That's kind of but I do need to do the X-Card wallet video. I've already written that not a script, but an outline. I'm not doing scripts anymore. I am scripting some of the hooks, but other than that, we'll do one about how much I made renting my GPUs. So I've got a couple of ideas there. Yeah, so the next three are going to be the X-Card video, the Unraid backup upgrade video, and how I made over $900 in 7 days renting GPUs, or something to that effect as far as a title. Oh, this was the other thing. So I started doing this, and I have written an outline for this. Home Assistant. I started looking into exactly how to install that. And so when I do a video on that, I am going to tape the entire process and see what I learn along the way. But I have some goals of exactly what I'm trying to do with Home Assistant, and then go on from there. And then after that, after I'm done playing with that, I am going to play around with N8N. I want to, honestly, for work, I want to see if I can like summarize emails, things like that in a workflow. I don't know. I'm still learning about what N8N is capable of, but I am curious about that. But I do want to incorporate AI into my workflow at work, because there are so many emails that are just junk. And so I can filter those out, of course. I need to set that up. But I want to be able to summarize a lot of the other emails that come through, so I'm not having to like sort through. It's just, I probably get about 150 real emails a day. And to try to manage the operation and keep up with all the emails plus all the chats, it's just a lot to keep up with. And in the process, something always gets missed as far as a response. So I'm going to try to see what I can do with some type of AI in figuring that out. Probably hit up Goat, because I think he's got a process for that. But anyway, I'm going to be looking into that as well. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. And I will be back here next Sunday. And as always, no tabs were harmed in the making of this video. Have a good night, everybody.